Anybody who's taking notes who wants to tap into that secret pathway to ultra riches, it would be Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV. Somebody says, well, how can I take the Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV quick shortcut to success? Well, step one, you work at Applebee's. My boss, nice guy named Ian. I worked at the one off of Harvard and I-44 in Tulsa. Target. My boss, Target, and my boss, Target, Tara, nice lady, great job. Target, private hours, other people did not want. And then my boss at DirecTV, his name was Lex, and Lex looked just like, he looked a lot like Terry Crews from Terry Crews, the famous actor. So if you don't know Terry Crews, look him up. And then I worked at those three jobs because it turned out nobody really wanted to invest money in the growing of a DJ entertainment company. People weren't lining up, banks weren't lining up, private capital, private equity institutions, billionaires, millionaires, rich family, which I didn't have. They weren't lining up saying, oh, hey, you want to be a DJ? You want to buy JBL speakers and SM58 microphones and compact discs? Sure. I'll invest in you, buddy. How much experience do you have? And I would say, no experience. And no one was saying, well, great. Based upon the fact that you want to buy assets that depreciate almost instantaneously, and you have no previous business experience, and you are a young man, sure, we would love to invest in you. No one wanted to do that. So I worked at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV. However, today, we have a long-time client who happens to be an attorney. I'm going to pull up his website here, folks. Anybody who wants to look up his website, you can. It's the attorney James. He's in New York. Okay, so he's in New York. And so folks are going to do a Google search. We're all going there right now. And when you type in the attorney James New York, you're going to find Letitia James. But that is not who we're looking for. James, what is your website? We want to look you up on Google right now, sir.
TheLawyerJames.com.
TheLawyerJames.com. Not Letitia James. But you type in James New York lawyer, you're going to find Letitia James. That's not the right James. So James, tell us your first and last name. Tell us, how long have you been a legal eagle, sir?
My first name is James. As you can probably imagine, my last name is Cristofaro. I have been a legal eagle since 2001, so 25th year anniversary.
Really?
Yes, sir.
That's impressive. My wife and I just celebrated our 25th anniversary. Maybe subconsciously we chose to get married that year because we knew that was the year you were becoming a lawyer.
I feel it.
Okay, so tell us about the funding resources that you are working on. I'll do kind of a rude interview here. I'll kind of interrupt you, I'll argue about it, I'll act like I don't believe what you're saying, and we'll kind of work through that. That way the listeners out there have, because we know Satan certainly needs an advocate. So you can be team positive, team optimistic. Hey, this is a good thing. I'll be team negative. That way the listeners we can sort it out as they're looking for funding.
Whatever helps the listeners is great with me. Perfect, excellent idea.
Okay, what do you got here? So tell us about your funding resource.
Well, so I'd like to give you a little bit of background first, if you don't mind. Since 2018, almost 10 years, I've been representing small businesses in a very niche market called the merchant cash advance market. These are purchases of receivables or financing that are given from funding companies to small businesses. These funding companies are notoriously known in a very bad way for destroying small businesses. In fact, I got a phone call about a month ago from a small business owner who was taking out one of these merchant cash advances. He didn't do well with it. He lost his business, had a heart attack, lost his wife, and lost his house. And the next day he said to me, I can't speak to you right now because I am on a ventilator.
Wait a minute. You're telling me a guy lost his wife?
Lost his business, his house, and his wife.
Your business? I'm taking notes here. This guy lost his business, his house, his wife, and his health.
Yeah, he had a heart attack, and the next day he said, I can't talk to you during our scheduled call because I'm on a ventilator now.
Whoa. Okay, that's kind of a tough story. Back to you, James.
Yeah, so these folks have been very poorly affected, very badly affected by these financings. There are a lot of hidden things, these games these brokers play to set up the financing. And I said, you know what, let's put a stop to this. So I founded my own funding company called ClearMCA.com. ClearMCA.com.
Now, clearmca.com, is that Hebrew for you're going to lose your business, your house, your wife, and your health as a result of securing a high-interest business loan?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly not.
Okay.
That'd be insane. All right, I'm asking the tough questions there, James. Back to you, sir.
Yeah, and so the reason why it's called clear MCA is because a lot of times brokers approach small businesses, and there are three main hustles that they do. These fraudster moves that they make to get small businesses to take money from them and then pay it back under really oppressive circumstances. Do you want to hear about those three scams?
I do want to. Our listeners out there saying, I want to avoid the three most common scams. I'm taking notes. Back to you, James.
Okay, the first one I've labeled as SBA bait. SBA stands for the Small Business Administration. There are loans called SBA loans that small businesses love to get because they are low interest rates over an extended period of time. So these brokers say, hey, listen, why don't you do some financing with me? And once you do this financing with me, in 45 days, if you do this financing with me for $10,000 or $15,000, in 45 days, you will qualify for a $1 million SBA loan.
Oh, come on.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
It's insane because guess what happens after those 45 or 60 days?
They jack with your credit. They start charging you crazy fees. You lose your house. You lose your wife. You lose your health. You lose your business. And folks, in this order, you lose your business, then you lose your house, then you lose your wife, then you lose your health. Then you're on a ventilator saying, I can't take the call.
Yeah, and you know what, Clay? Guess what? The broker disappears, and there is no SBA loan on the other side of that rainbow.
Come on. I can see what this would cause them to lose their business. Respect you, James.
So that's the first one. Watch out. Beware of the SBA bait. I like to call it. Beware that. Okay, so the second one is called the $10,000 hustle. This can actually be a $50,000 hustle or a $100,000 hustle. You ready for the way this works, Clay?
I'm ready, and I'm taking notes. You call this the $10,000 hustle?
Yeah, the $10,000 hustle or the $50,000 hustle.
The $10,000 hustle or the $50,000. Now again, folks, you're watching this show right now, and you're with your wife. Your wife's looking at you. She's kind of getting anxious. She's like, "Is this going to cause me to lose my husband?" Folks, he's trying to help you prevent losing your wife, your business, your house, your health. This is move number two. Scam number two. This is scam number two. The $10,000 hustle or the $50,000 hustle. James, back to you.
Okay, so here's where the $50,000 hustle works. Because it's insane. I'd rather use $50,000 because it's just more impactful with the $50,000 number. Okay. So, hey, Clay, do you want a $50,000? Would you like $50,000 today if I can get it to you?
Ooh, that's what you did there. So then right away, your possibilities of having $50,000 in your pocket feels pretty good to most people.
Give me your wiring information. I'll wire it to you right now. And then tomorrow, you're going to wire me $80,000. And then next week, you're going to qualify for $500,000 financing from my company. How's that sound?
It sounds like the thing that would be developed in the minds of a criminal loan shark based primarily on the East Coast. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, I'll tell you what. If it sounds like a scam to you, why would I be sending you $50,000 today? I don't know. You don't know me, and I'm sending you $50,000 today. How am I scamming you? This is the way the scam goes, by the way.
You're blowing my mind right now.
Isn't it insane? And then guess what? The merchant's like, yeah, you're right. You know what? I'll take your $50,000 today. I'll give you $80,000 tomorrow. And then next week, you'll give me $500,000, right?
And it makes sense that a lot of people would take this money because according to Inc. Magazine, 96% of America's businesses are failing. According to Inc. Magazine, that's not a stat I'm making up right now. Inc. Magazine says 96% of businesses are failing. And so you can see if somebody's right on the verge of failing and somebody reaches out with a scam like this. And by the way, a well-polished scam, a scam where someone's thought through the sales pitch, the rebuttals. James, it might almost be too good for people to say no to.
Oh yeah, listen, how can I be scamming you? I am sending you $50,000 of my money right now. What's your account number?
It's radical.
And so people fall for this, and guess what happens? The next day, they send back $80,000, and the phone number for the broker is disconnected and can't be found.
Oh, come on. Now, I bet you that's the part where you lose your wife. I bet you the first scam, that's where you probably lose your business. But that one there, you leapfrog the head. You might even lose your house and your wife with that one. But James, back to you. Tell us about scam number three.
Scam number three, I call it the interest-only credit line. The interest-only credit line. Now that in and of itself doesn't sound like a scam, but listen to this. I get text messages all the time, even as a merchant, not as a clear MCA owner and an MCA funder. I get it just as for being on somebody's mailing list. I get these text messages all the time saying, hey, listen, I have $348,000 ready for you right now. Interest-only credit line. I will get it for you. You're already pre-approved. And I'm like, how on earth is somebody going to pre-approve me, not know me, hasn't seen my bank statements, and doesn't know what my business is, yet they're offering me all of this money?
Well, I can tell you this. There's so many people that have thought. I want to think about scams. I think we need to really take a step back and unpack it for a second. You see this every day as a lawyer. You're trying to help your clients who have been scammed.
Oh, yeah.
Is the thing about the scam is a lot of people, they're talking to somebody who really has absolutely zero cognitive dissonance when it comes to ripping people off. They're talking to somebody who's a hardened criminal that frankly views business as a game where there are winners and losers. They don't mind scamming you to make a quick buck. It's hard to believe that if you're somebody who is not that way. Yeah. How common are these kinds of scams?
They are rampant. It is a $20 billion a year industry about to grow to $30 billion with a B dollar per year industry. Interesting because I did some mystery shopping. And I was speaking with a broker, very reputable broker I happened to stumble upon. And he says that through his shop, they do $35 million a month in business financing. About half of that is merchant cash advance. So he's doing about $18 million a month in these merchant cash advances out the door.
It's wild. Now, what is the main reason that business owners are needing so much capital? Why are business owners needing? When you talk to people, they say, "Hey, I took the capital. I took the capital because of what are you hearing is the reason why people took the capital?"
Well, first, it's not that so much capital all the time. For instance, the average size of merchant cash advance is around $60,000. So it's not astronomical. We've funded our sweet spot range is anywhere from 10,000 to 5 million. However, our sweet spot and the nationwide sweet spot is around $60,000. We've done merchant cash advances for 25, 50, 100, 300, and so it just really sort of varies on the needs of the merchant. But the main selling point of this is, these, as an analogy, these home delivery food services, right? Where if you go to the deli yourself, or you go to a restaurant yourself, and you get a sandwich, it's $8, $10, whatever it is, right? If you get it delivered to your home, it is $15 or $18. So you're paying for a premium there for this delivery. It's the same thing with the merchant cash advance. You're paying for the convenience of it all. All you need to do is send in 4 months of bank statements, and you get the money the next day if you are qualified.
How often do you talk to people who are going to your website right now? How often are people going to clearmca.com where they have been scammed before reaching out? Like, how often do you hear from people that have already been scammed and they've already been bruised a little bit, injured a little bit, or they've heard of somebody who's been scammed before they talk to you?
So from the perspective of the New York attorney, when I have my attorney hat on, there's about between 50 and 150 of these lawsuits in New York alone that are filed each week. And a lot of times it is by, I would say about 20%, if not more, are being scammed as a result of being scammed. Hey, listen, I spoke to this broker. He said that, I would qualify for an SBA loan, within 45 days, and then he disappeared. I've heard that story quite a bit.
And so what separates clearmca.com versus these other companies that clearly are not behaving the right way?
Well, there's a couple of things. Number one, we don't just push money out to anybody. They have to be qualified. And the way that they're qualified is it goes through an underwriting analysis. Certain bank balances, number of deposits, revenue, and things like that. And this is a very, very important thing, is that they need to have a clear plan for repurchasing the receivables that are back in the advance. This is very, very important. If we don't see a path for them coming out at the other end, we don't extend the funds at all. It doesn't make sense because we want the business to succeed. We don't want the business to fail. As opposed to other or the industry generally likes to put money, it's called, out on the street, and they'll worry about getting it back later without concern for the health of the merchant.
And how do you secure funding? Like, where are you getting this pool of capital from?
Well, I have my own personal capital deployed, and I have capital from other members as well who are like-minded individuals and want to have merchants succeed.
Okay, and